how to thrive in tech in 2026. So the whole idea for this video is to demystify a little bit of the fears that people have and how to help them to navigate such an interesting market. So you probably know somebody that every time that something new comes along in the market, they kind of feel anxious. They feel that they're gonna lose their job. They feel that everything's gonna go away and they're a junior once again. Well, I've been in that situation many times, but what saved me is part one, fundamentals. So in every area of expertise, whether it is medicine, whether it is finance, politics, or in this case, tech, there are fundamental rules that govern everything that happens. In this case, in tech, you've probably heard of the word linearity, conditionals, for loops, time complexity, for example, data structures. These things are always there. It doesn't matter what happens or what tech comes along with a new framework, for example, you're always gonna go back to those things. And whenever you focus on learning those really well, your life just becomes easier. You start to calm down every time something new comes along and you just say, hey, I just have to learn a new variation of these things, and there you go, I'm a senior once again. And that leads us to part two, what matters. So at the end of the day, you're gonna use computer science at your work or at whatever business you're creating, right? So whenever you understand part one really well, you start to focus more on what matters. Your reason to learn computer science in the first place, whether it is because of the challenge that it is, or it is because you're a nerd and you like to learn new things all the time, whether it is because of the money or any other reason, right? I know people that learn tech not because they're nerds and they really like the complexity, but because they see it as a really easy way to create a new product. Other people, for example, like the tech because of its complexity and how much of a challenge it is. That's fair, right? Some people, on the other hand, like tech because of the money. Fair. You're gonna get that money, you're gonna buy a new house, a new car, have that nice vacation at the end of the year. Well, it's not up to me. It doesn't matter what it is. It matters that it's reliable and that you're really aware of it. Because when things go tough, you're gonna have to rely on that reason to continue. Part three, the challenge. When I was just starting in computer science, I was around 14 years old and I was working as an intern for this company. And well, small company, you know how it goes, right? They gave me the duty to rebuild their website or to change a couple of things. Essentially, they didn't have anyone to work on it. And they were like, yo, you're young, you don't have anything to do. Stop making coffee to people and just focus on this, right? You're the only one that can do that. And at that time, just hearing those words got me completely excited. You're the only one who can do it. It's a challenge, right? It's exciting. It's that exploratory feeling that simply urges from the inside. And that has carried me through a bunch of difficulties in the area. Even today at work, when I encounter those moments, I feel that excitement once again. Of course, your work will have the monotonous aspects of it, but at the end of the day, you have to go back to your reasons. My reason since the beginning was the challenge, and that has carried me through so many different things that I had to learn to be able to stay on top. And again, computer science can feel very, very stressful, right? Very, very complex and full of nuances, and things change all the time. So I understand you. But it's very rewarding. At the end of the day, you see what you built, you see what you can give to society, and you're just like, wow, it's amazing. And you feel very accomplished inside. Whether it is because of the challenge or the vacation at the end of the year, it doesn't matter. It's a really good way to be successful these days. So well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you're here for the next one. Subscribe to this channel and comment out what you thought of this video and what are your thoughts on tech in 2026 or even next year in 2027. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.